pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Damo-damo na ang nangyayari na masigkaton ang panahon. Kaya ako malma na magsabay sa ato breathing exercise. Ipreparar na ato mga sadiri, maghanap ni matuninong na lugar, mag-ingkudin mayad, at magpundosin madali para mangnuhon ang paghangos. Sabayan nindo ako nan ansudang sa pag-inhale nan pag-exhale. Rumdumon, inhale sa irong, nan exhale sa hiwa. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Kumustahan sa indong namamatean? Sana nagmayad ang pamati nindo. Pirmi rumdumon na atamanon ng padabaon ang sadiri.
Mabuhay! Isang mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat. Ako ang inyong lingkod, Tutor Madge. Welcome sa ating ETUlay, ang ating libreng online tutorial na hatid ng ating kagawaran ng edukasyon, ICTS, EdTech. Ang programang ito ay inaasahang makatutulong at maging karagdagang kaalaman sa mga mag-aaral mula kinder hanggang senior high school, ALS, Alive, at SPED learners. Bukod sa pagsagot ng mga modules, ang ETUlay ay may mga special programs din na siguradong aabangan ninyo araw-araw. Katuwang ang ating mga minamahal na mga magulang at guro ay maitutuloy natin ang pagkatuto. Kaya, ihanda na ang inyong module, lapis, papel o kwaderno. Ihanda rin ang isip, mata at tenga sa isa na namang makabuluhang aralin. Tayo nang matuto kasama ang inyong volunteer online tutor sa oras na ito.
Isang magandang umaga sa inyong lahat, mga bata, mga magulang, at sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakatutok dito sa DepEd ETUlay, Pagbasa at Pagsulat. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako, si Tutor Trendy, sisiguraduhin ko na magte-trending ang inyong pagbasa at pagsulat dito lamang sa DepEd ETUlay. Kumusta na kayo, mga bata? Ayan, good morning, John Marcos. Napakauna or nauuna si John Marcos ngayong araw na ito. Magandang umaga, Chloe Amber Bacani mula sa Pangasinan. Grade 3 Blue ang kanyang advisor ay syempre ang napakasipag ni Sir Cipriano Arenas. Magandang umaga po. Magandang umaga, Hezekiah Labugen. Ayan, bago tayo magsimula mga bata, huwag kalimutang i-share ang ating live ngayon. Bibigyan ko kayo ng 10 segundo. At pagka nakapag-share na kayo, ilagay ang share done at huwag kalimutang mag-heart-heart. Okay po ba? Kasi ngayong araw na ito, marami kayong aabangan dahil mayroon tayong mga espesyal na bisita. Kaya naman share na. Ayan, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Kay Kent Andre, Chloe Amber. Opo, share done na po. Thank you. Hi, Eliana May. Hello, Hezekiah. Erich Bacani, Dan sharing. Ayan, si Desiree Gutierrez. Ayan, handa na mga bata? Bago tayo magsimula, syempre, kinakailangan muna nating kumanta upang sa ganon ay mas masaya ang ating umaga. Sabayan niyo si Tutor Trendy, mga bata, ha?
Magandang umaga sa iyo, o aming mag-aaral. Magandang umaga sa iyo, o aming gurong mahal. Handang-handa na po kami na mag-aral at matuto. Handang-handa na rin kami na sumulat at bumasa. Salamat po, Panginoon, sa magandang umaga. Pagpalain mo kami sa araw na ito.
Sabihin niyo kami, mga bata.
Sabihin niyo ako, mga bata. Magandang umaga sa iyo, o aming mag-aaral. Magandang umaga sa iyo, o aming gurong mahal. Handang-handa na po kami na mag-aral at matuto. Handang-handa na rin kami na sumulat at bumasa. Salamat po, Panginoon, sa magandang umaga. Pagpalain mo kami sa araw na ito. Pagpalain mo kami sa araw na ito. Pagpalain mo kami sa araw na ito.
Ayan, mga bata, nakisabay ba kayo doon sa kanta ni Tutor Jean? Ayan, hindi natin makakasama ngayon si Tutor Jean sapagkat mayroon siyang inaasikaso. At batiin natin si Tutor Jean sapagkat siya ay isa sa nominado sa DepEd TV Awards. Ayan, congratulations, Tutor Jean. At ngayong mga bata, ngayon ang araw na kung saan bibigyan natin ng parangal ang mga masisipag na bata na nag-participate para sa quarter 4. Ito na rin ang ating final episode para sa pagbasa at pagsulat. Ayan. Kaya naman mga bata, alam ba ninyo na mayroon akong mga espesyal na bisita? Ayan, kaya handa na ba kayo mga bata? Simulan na natin. Ayan, congratulations daw, Tutor Jane. Ayan, sabi ni Aliana, may congratulations po, Tutor Jane. Sabi ni Eris, congratulations. Ayan, mababasa yan ni Tutor Jane. Mamaya magti-team replay siya. Ayan. Ngayon mga bata, atin nang pakinggan ang ating unang panauhin. Napakapalad ni Tutor Trendy sapagkat ang ating mga makakasama ngayong araw na ito ay isa sa mga mahalagang tao sa aming SDO. Ngunit sila ay nagbigay ng oras para makasama tayong lahat. O diba? Napaka-espesyal ninyo mga bata. Kaya naman, para ipakita ang best practices ng SDO Pasig, tinatawagan ko ang isa sa mahusay na reading advocate. In fact, isa siya sa aking paborito talaga. Siya ay Education Program Supervisor sa English. Tinatawagan ko po si Mr. Joselito E. Calios para ipakita sa atin ang best practices. Good morning po, Sir Joey. Good morning po. Sir Joey, good morning po.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning po, Sir Joey. Kamusta po kayo?
Mabuti naman, Ma'am Trendy. Kamusta? Okay ba ang aking audio?
Apa, sir, okay na okay po. Maraming salamat po, sir, sa pagpapaunlak. Alam ko na busy-busy po kayo, pero napagbigyan nyo pa rin po kami. Maraming salamat po, Sir Joey. Baka po may gusto po kayong batiin, Sir Joey.
Yeah, I want to greet everybody, all the members of this learning community, ang ETUlay, especially to your ETUlay tutees or mentees or whatever or however you call your students. And most especially to you, Ma'am Trendy, and to your fellow ETUlay tutors or mentors. Tama ba ako, Ma'am Trendy? Do you call
Apa,
yourself
Sir Joey. Apa,
tutors?
thank you po. Ayan, sir. Handang-handa na po kami na makita yung inyong inihanda para sa amin na iba't ibang mga best practices. Alam ko na marami pong ma-inspire sa inyong presentation ngayon. Kaya naman po, Sir Joey, ibibigay ko na po sa inyo ang pagkakataong ito. Take away po, Sir Joey.
Thank you, Ma'am Trends. So once again, good morning to everybody. And welcome to this vlog. Ano ba to? Vlog ba to, Ma'am Trendy? Vlog ni Ma'am
Online
Trendy.
tutorial po.
Online tutorial. So I have to admit to everybody that this is my first time to be on StreamYard. So bear with me as how I navigate the technology. So
Yes,
please allow me to share my slides.
Apa, sir.
Sige, I can here it is.
Apa. Thank you po.
It's still uploading. Am I right, Ma'am Trendy?
Wala pa po, sir. Yan.
Sige, processing pa dito eh.
Sige po. Aray. Ako po, sir. Tatry ko po.
I believe it's now showing, Ma'am Trendy. Tama ba?
Ano po?
Yeah,
Ayan na po, sir. Very na po.
sige. Ako bang nag-share o ikaw, Ma'am Trendy?
Kayo po. Kayo po, sir.
Okay, so once again, good morning to everybody. And I am Sir Joey from the Schools Division of Pasig City. So once again, Ma'am Trendy, no, thank you for the invitation to do this sharing of best practices with everybody. I believe
Thank you
most
very
of the
much.
viewers or the participants in this online tutorial activity are students. But do we have teachers then, Ma'am
Yes po.
Trendy?
Yes po, sir.
Sige. So, good morning to our dear viewers. But I'm requesting the active participation of all our learners because although this discussion is going to be a bit technical, kasi uh, the my presentation is all about how your teachers can improve their instruction, especially in the teaching of reading competency. So these are actually things we do in our division in the city of Pasig. So don't you worry, no, dear kids, because although these are the things we do in Pasig, it does not mean that all these activities, the manners how we do the improvement of reading among our learners are not actually exclusive to us, right? And I also believe that in your schools, in your divisions, and in your respective regions, you also have similar practices. So, naku, ang dami ko nang nasabi, Ma'am Trendy, 15 minutes lang yan. So, in a nutshell, this is how we undertake different strategies and activities as regards promotion of literacy in all schools in the division of Pasig City. So we have this division literacy program, and it is dearly called Project Expert. Expert stands for the exemplary program in elevating reading and its teaching. Okay, I named it exemplary because we want this framework or model of literacy program to serve as an example or like a template for all schools in the city of Pasig. Although every school in Pasig operates on its own school-based literacy program, right? So, kumbaga, this has been organized to serve as a model literacy program for all schools in the division. Ito, very
Exemplary project expert.
exemplary. Medyo technical to, no? Well, for the purpose of your fellow ETUlay mentors, uh, who are tuned into your virtual tutorial. And this is also to say to our students that perhaps in your division or your schools, okay, most of the things you do for the improvement of reading are anchored on these different policies. Okay, just like how Project Expert came to be, right? It was born out of these policies, like the Department Order number 45 series 2002. Actually, it all began, okay, in 2002 when the Department of Education instructed all schools nationwide to establish a literacy program for us to be able to ensure that every child in school is going to be a reader. Hence the ECARP, every child a reader program, right? So another is NCR Memo number 67, series of 2014. Okay, if our teachers now can still remember this, no, this was actually a tall order to all schools that we cannot pass or we cannot move any learners up to the next ladder in the education program unless they have mastered essential proficiencies in reading, yung no read and no pass. And of course, sa Pasig naman, sa division, we have this memorandum or issuance number 246, series 2017. Actually, 2017, it was like my second year in the division of Pasig City, CID, SIES. So this is just a reminder to all schools that they need to activate their literacy programs by strengthening the framework through the use of effective strategies and activities for the promotion of reading. So the objective of our division reading program is to help schools improve reading competencies of our learners through the use of strategies and activities that are carefully selected and are systematically implemented. Okay, for the purpose of addressing gaps, okay, in the instruction of reading. So ito yung main objective of the program. But to give our viewers an overview of what is in store for all our students in the division through Project Expert. Okay, I have prepared this conceptual framework. Actually, this is what the pyramid of intervention and strategies under the literacy program named the Project Expert. So alam naman natin ang pyramid, no, dear kids, right? I mean, a pyramid is shaped like a triangle. And as you can see, the triangle is divided into three parts. Okay, the biggest part is there at the bottom. It corresponds to strategies and interventions we use under this literacy program that cater to basically all students in the division from kindergarten to grade 12. That's why it's at the base. Okay, it occupies the biggest area because this is like the foundation of the program. Okay, and then the middle part is actually the loan strategy. Okay, that we use for a more in more transformative or should say no more intensive reading intervention for selected students. And on top, nakikita ba, Ma'am Friendly? It's
Apa, sir.
mental. Okay, so usually these are activities that cater to once again selected students or readers, and unlike those at the bottom, no, these supplemental activities are only conducted occasionally. Okay, so let's have them one by one. Madali lang naman sa ating mga estudyante, sigurado familiar sila sa BTS, no? BTS basic reading interventions, transformative reading interventions, and the supplemental reading intervention. So let's go first with the basic. So just like what I said earlier, no, all schools, especially classrooms in the division, are actually required, okay, to use these methodologies or approaches to teaching reading. So we've got the DRL or the directed reading lesson. So I know all our ETUlay mentors here or tutors are very familiar with the term DRL. To those who are only, I don't know, hearing, to those who are only hearing the term now, okay, it might sound new to you, but actually, I am very sure that once in a while, or actually, there have been times you have used the DRL, the directed reading lesson. This is actually a kind of a reading class wherein the teacher facilitates the different activities in the class, okay, by guiding the students throughout, ano, no, throughout the different learning experiences they need to go through to be able, for them to be able to master the desired reading competency for the day. And then the next is the, yan, alam mo to man trendy, yung ELLN or yung ELAN, right? So remember,
Yes, sir.
we've got a lot of strategies, what do you call this, included under the ELAN, okay? And most of these ano, no, approaches are classroom activities or ways to teach, ano, no, to teach reading that usually focus on the development of beginning reading competencies among our young learners, like yung phonemic awareness, right? So alam natin yan, Ellen.
Sir.
By the way, I will not detail every ano, no, every intervention or strategy under each component in our literacy program. But there is one I will try to discuss more elaborately later. And of course, we've got the primals. So the primals is actually the counterpart of the ELAN for our students from grades 4 to 12. Once again, this is a set of strategies or approaches that we use in the classroom, okay, to help our students, no? To help our students, we call this master or learn more easily those what we call critical competencies in reading. And then yung dear, drop everything and
Drop
read.
everything on the read.
Yes. We just completed drop everything and read at home in the city of Pasig, in the division of Pasig last May 15. And currently we are now collecting data on how our schools undertook, okay, their own Dear at Home. And of course, there's the English kit. Okay, it's actually, I don't know, it's actually a toolkit of different resources for the purpose of for the purpose of the instruction of once again beginning reading competencies in the lower grade levels. So yung basic program natin, once again, just like mentioned, what I mentioned earlier, our strategies and interventions we use massively. It means that all students in the division experience every ano, strategy or intervention listed here. So that's for the basic reading interventions. Let's go to the transformative. Nag-iisa lang siya yung reading booster. Okay, it's placed at the center of the pyramid because the reading booster is like the heart or the core strategy of a project expert. Hindi ko na masyadong elaborate niyan ngayon kasi yan yung pagtutuon ng pansin natin later. And let's go to the upper triangle, yung mga supplementary activities. We have the summer reading camp. Okay, we will do summer reading camp this time beginning on July 18 through the support of the city government of Pasig. Okay, so it's going to be something very special. But in the past, we would do summer reading camp, di ba?
Yes.
Ma'am Trendy.
Yes po, sir.
And then Let's Read is reading program is the unique reading program. In a way, it is actually conducted by a partner organization, right? Like the Corazon at IDEA Foundation. So in the past, we would have Let's Read in a lot of schools. There was a time, no, we did Let's Read in 18 elementary schools. But this year,
Wow.
perhaps due to the pandemic, because of the challenges posed by the pandemic, we're only doing Let's Read in two elementary schools, namely Buting Elementary School and the Francisco Legaspi Memorial School, somewhere in the Ortigas area.
Mm.
And that's, meron syempre tayong campus journalism. Remember, we always believe, no, that the highest manifestation of mastery of reading is writing daw, Ma'am Trendy. Right? And so,
Saktong-sakto talaga, sir. Pagbasa at pagsulat.
para sa mga advanced readers natin dyan, no, we challenge their ability to write through our campus journalism program. Hindi ko naman pinagyayabang, Ma'am Trendy, no, in the most recent regional schools press conference prior to the pandemic, we were number one in Metro Manila
Wow!
sa elementary schools.
Ang
And we
galing
were number
naman
two
po.
para sa secondary schools. We were next to the division of Quezon City. Instead of in terms of the number of awards we received in the various journalistic category. So very active talaga ang campus journalism sa Pasig. And it's something that I personally am very proud of. Being the division scouting coordinator, syempre, kumbaga, inano ko na rin ng Boy Scouting, kinaladkad ko na rin sa reading. Kasi naman sa Boy Scouts, we have this reading merit badge. Okay? So schools when possible, although this scheme in Boy Scouting is limited to Boy Scouts from grades 4 to grade 10, but still it's a good way of inviting our Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts to be avid readers. Nakakainganyo itong reading merit badge, no, because a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout will be able to earn this honor if they will be able to present to their Scout masters uh, 12 titles of books they were actually able to to read. So 12 books lang, 12 books. Maka-earn na sila ng reading merit badge. Okay? So yun tawag dito. Sa school naman din, Mama Trendy, other than these activities, no, or interventions, our schools are doing a lot of strategies and interventions also. Siyempre, nandiyan na yung phonics method, sa basic sight words. We also recommend the use of the whole language approach, especially in the English classroom. Word walls, yan si Ma'am Trendy. Kung makabisita kayo sa classroom niya, marami kayong makikitang words, what do you call this, posted inside their classroom. Okay, yung word wall natin, no? We do a lot of read alouds, shared reading, okay? And then, ayun na nga. So, yung meron din tayong continuous assessment. Okay? Like for grades 1 to 3, we do DOLCH. For grades 4 to 7, we do PhilIRE. And now, for grades 8 to 10, we do an IRI using the analytical approach. Meron din tayong basal reading, okay, individual reading class, reading for fluency, at para dun sa ating upper grade levels, we do literature-based reading. Okay? So, we will not also discount the initiatives of our schools in managing different literacy clubs. Like in most schools, we have debating clubs. Most schools in the division also conduct school-based competitions using the readathon format. Sige, doon na tayo sa reading booster, no? Excited ako dahil kasi this actually something that that I made myself, no?
Wow! Ang dami pong napapawaw dito sa ating mga manonood, Sir Joey.
Kaya nga.
Ayan.
So itong reading booster, no, ito nga yung nasa gitna ng pyramid of interventions of the project expert. So this is actually the division's version of a remedial reading intervention. So it is a literacy intervention that hopes to rehabilitate reading, okay, among our remedial reading cases. This is explicit one-on-one instruction. What makes Reading Booster very unique is that it uses a systematic instructional model, right? By incorporating effective strategies like yung phonics method, word association, contexting, and jigsaw sentence. So how do we do the reading booster? Ilang minutes na lang ba, Ma'am Trendy?
Sige
Sige,
po, sir.
pagbigyan mo na ako, pasensya na medyo napadaldal ako.
Sige po.
So there are actually 10 steps in doing the reading booster. Once again, I am highlighting the reading booster because this is unique in Project Expert, and ayun na nga. This is actually a homemade reading program. So the first step in doing the intervention is that the child does a quick drill on phonics and sight words. Ay, Ma'am Trendy, meron tong packages, okay, actually, or resources. So when you do the reading booster, we provide resources. There are actually two, yung reading passages and the toolkit, right? So in the reading passages, meron na dong list of sight words. No? Although the teacher can use other lists of sight words, but in the resources for reading booster, there is actually a recommended list of sight words for our kids to use when they're doing the reading booster. And then step 2, after the phonics and sight words exercise, that's going to be very quick, no? Usually 1 to 2 minutes lang yon. By the way, the reading booster is usually conducted in 30 minutes, Ma'am Trendy. Okay? So step 2 is, yun na nga, the child reads aloud a text. So once again, there are resources for these passages. But if a teacher would want to use a different passage or text, it is actually allowed, okay, in the framework. And then step 3, the teacher writes down the word or words incorrectly or difficultly read by the child from the passage, from the text. So remember, a child will need to read the passage, okay, from start to end. And while the child is actually reading the text, the teacher would note down word or words, okay, wherein the student or the child would encounter difficulty. The reading miscue on the difficult word is identified, and this will become the point of instruction for the day. So for example, if the child reads the word house, okay, from the text with difficulty, that will be considered as the focus reading miscue for instruction for the day. Okay? So from the house, it can be perceived that perhaps it was the diphthong in the word house that makes it very difficult for the child to decode the word. So the diphthong OU, will be like the focus for instruction for the day. If there are more than one miscue for the day, the others may be corrected in the succeeding sessions. In the division, we do reading booster daily. So usually we
Yes po.
enroll a child in the program in 1 to 2 months. Okay? In 1 to 2 months. So the teacher writes a difficult word, no? So let's say it's house on a sheet of paper or writing board. And then the teacher uses the phonics method, preferably the onset and rhyme. Alam na sigurado yan ng mga ETUlay mentors natin. So, So we
Yes
use
po
the
sir,
font.
madami ditong English. Maraming tutor po dito na English at sila
Kaya
Ma'am
nga,
She.
kaya nga. So like for example, house. What's the onset? What's the rhyme? So it's a one word. It's a unisyllabic word naman, So is the onset, and house is the rhyme. That's how we do it, no? I mean, remember there are two phonics strategies. One that is synthetic, and the other is analytical. When you use onset and rhyme, you're actually doing analytical phonics. So I mean, both are effective, phonics methodologies, but in some cases, okay, it's more effective if we use the analytical method. Like you don't have to you don't have to teach house, okay, by every letter, right? Kasi we can consider house as a sight word, so better you do the onset and rhyme, or you teach the word as a sight word. And then step two, I'm sorry, the next step is going to be the use of match words. Okay, so we think of words that usually that can be matched with a focus word for the child to easily learn how to read the word. So like we can use sound alikes, like in the case of house, the sound alikes will be mouse, blouse, cloud, sprout, and proud. Siyempre, meron diyang rhymes like house, mouse, blouse, grouse, and louse. Or we can add affixes like houses, housing, houseful, and house room. So the match words is a strategy incorporated in the in the model or the intervention. For the development of writing competency, we ask the child to copy and write down the words, then reads them aloud. Okay? And then the teacher uses the words and phrases or simple sentences. Ito na yung tinatawag nating contexting for the child to read. So 3 to 4 phrases and sentences may be given. For example, once again, if the focus word is house, you can say in phrases a big red house, a cloud over the house, this little proud boy, or in sentences like Tom lives in a big red house on a hill, and there was a big mouse. Once again, no, the teachers may think of phrases or sentences for the situation, but then again, in the resources for the reading booster, they're also available. They're actually ready-made phrases or sentences available for the teachers to use. And then after that, the child reads the original text again. And for comprehension, no, or for simple understanding, okay, we do the jigsaw sentence. So from the sentences read by the students earlier, the teacher can pick 2 to 3, write the sentences on strips of papers, and then by parts or by units, the teacher would, I don't know, would cut out parts in the sentence, rearrange them, or what do you call this, jumble them, and then the teacher asks the student to rearrange the parts to form a good sentence. In a way, it becomes, I don't know, it becomes a simple exercise for understanding. So like for example, yan, little pig the in lives a small house. So kailangan i-rearrange yan ng bata, no, to the little pig lives in a small house. Meron din accommodations for comprehension exercise, no? So other than the jigsaw puzzle, the jigsaw sentence, the teacher can ask the child to tell personal experiences about the topic or story. So let's say the text is about the how, so perhaps the child can, I don't know, can describe his or her the house where he or she lives, or things like that. Comprehension can also be developed by describing high frequency words, okay, especially verbs, asking the students if the focus, I mean, if the word involved is a verb, perhaps the teacher can ask the student to act out the verb, and asking questions like, do you like the story, why, and other simple questions about the paragraph or the story. So ito yung mga yung mga moments natin sa reading booster, right? On your right, you can see a boy rearranging pieces of paper. This is actually the jigsaw sentence, no? So on the left is the teacher listening to a child reading a passage, and while the child is reading, the teacher notes down miscues. Yan yung mga resources, no? Meron din siyang progress checklist, right? On your right, you can see a boy copying words given in the exercise, no, for the purpose of writing. Minsan kasi kapag sinusulat, mas lalo kasi natatandaan ng bata
Ano po?
yung word. It's not enough that we show the word to the child. I mean, it's actually more effective if we let the child copy or write down the word. May ibang schools, although sinabi ko kanina ng reading booster, ang ano talaga niya, ang pagkagawa sa kanya is one-on-one. But for some schools with too many clients to be enrolled in the program, pwede rin naman, no? They do reading booster in a small group. Like in this session, meron siyang 5. But preferably reading booster should be done one-on-one or 1:2. Kaya nga intensive siya, no? Ginagawa din yan sa high school, no, Ma'am Trendy, no? This
Ako yung nag-arrange.
actually from one of the high schools in the division of Pasig. So imagine, I believe this boy was in grade 8, no, nung picturean ko to. See, so the reading booster is actually useful also for the instruction of reading competencies in the upper grade levels. Ito yung mga sample passages and toolkit. Ma'am Trendy, mga original compositions ko to.
Wow! Ang galing naman.
Kapag
Pwede
wala
mo
akong
ng
ginagawa,
copy.
minsan, kapag hindi masyadong
Galing
busy, I
naman.
would, I would compose a story or a simple story or a poem, and then I would include them in the resources for the reading booster. So ito na yun, no? Halimbawa, the focus for instruction is from the word jump maybe. So nandiyan na yung mga match words, nandiyan na rin yung mga phrases and mga sentences for use in the jigsaw sentence. Yun lang, Ma'am Trendy, sana may mga natutunan ng ating mga ETUlay mentors. If you're interested to use the reading booster in your school or in your division, I'm very much willing to share this with everybody. Kaya nga sharing of best practices, di ba, Ma'am Trendy?
Yes po, sir. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank
Ayan,
you. Good morning to everybody.
Nanonood po si Tutor Cheryl Nazareno. Ayan, maraming salamat po. Alam ko po na marami pong mga na-inspire na mga kasamahan ko po na tutors dito sa DepEd. Kasi po, Sir Joey, tayo ay napapanood. Hindi lang po ang mga kasama ko sa ETUlay na tutors, kung hindi po tayo po ay napapanood nationwide. Kaya po, sigurado ako marami pong kukontak sa inyo para sa inyong project booster. Nakakatawa po. Maraming salamat po sa oras na inyong binigay. Ayan. Thank you po, sir. Marami pong salamat. May gusto pa po kayong sabihin, sir? Ayan, may meeting pa si sir. Ayan, maraming salamat po muli kay Sir Joey. Thank you very much po. At syempre, mga bata, mayroon pa tayong espesyal na mga bisita. Kaya naman, para magbigay ng mensahe para sa ating mga dear tutors dito sa ating recognition sa 4th quarter, aking iniimbitahan ang aking napaka-humble, napakabait na Education Program Supervisor sa Kinder Department, MTB at ALS, walang iba kung hindi si Dr. Dulce O. Santos. Dr. Dulce, magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga po. Magandang umaga. Thank you, Tutor Trendy, for inviting me over. At magandang umaga po sa ating Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Maria Evalo Concepcion A. Agustin. Maraming salamat po, and this is my second time to do my live this way, via StreamYard. So, congratulations to all our learners who are joining with us. Dito po sa ETUlay, DepEd ETUlay. Thank you, Teacher Trendy, for your patience sa pagtuturo ng pagbabasa at pagsusulat. Let us all remember that this kindergarten learners are purely developed on the way they do on the play-based learning. Kaya lang po, tayo po ay nasa pandemya, kaya nakikita ko naman you exerted effort as together with your other e-tutors dito sa ating pagtuturo ng pagsusulat at pagbasa. I would just like to add on the best practices for SDO Pasig City, particularly for K-3 teachers. We will be launching ito ay malakihan talaga na pagsasabuhay ng ating home reading library read aloud session. At ito po ay isa sa mga proyekto natin para ma-develop ang love for reading for our K-3 learners. And of course, this is through the partnership with our local government unit. Ayan, at ang nag-conceptualize po nito ay ating SDS, Ma'am Maria Evalo Concepcion Agustin. As your Education Program Supervisor, ay ako po higit na natutuwa. Talagang lumalawak ang ating kaalaman para mapahusay natin ang paraan ng pagbabasa para sa ating mga mag-aaral. As we all know, the love for reading should be developed, ito ay napapaloob din talaga doon sa konsepto kung paano natin gagawin ito sa lahat ng mga mag-aaral. We have 47,718 na magiging recipient ng ating mga librong ito. Ito ay mga babasahin, pero napakahalaga. This will be done with the help of their parents. Kaya po ito ay nakakonceptualize sa classroom also kasi meron na tayong face-to-face na classes sa 2022-2023. Kakibat po niyan, meron din tayo nito sa ating mga tahanan. Nandyan pa rin ang ating mga magulang, hindi nawawala ang kanilang paggabay para sa pagbabasa, para ma-develop yung love for reading, yung listening skills nila, at saka din po yung tamang paraan. So pagka palagi nating binabasahan ang ating mga anak on the lower grade level, ay makikita din talaga natin na unti-unti na nating naiaayon yung kagustuhan ng ating mga anak o ng ating mga mag-aaral tungo sa pag-unlad ng kanilang pagbabasa. So, yun po ang ating isa sa mga best practices na aabangan sa susunod. Siguro po mga July or August, we'll have the grand launching po ng ating gawain. Of course, at this point in time, we'd like to acknowledge and thank our LGU partners. Talagang nakatutok din sila sa edukasyon ng mga mag-aaral dito sa Lungsod Pasig. Kaakibat o kaagapay ang Schools Division Office of Pasig City. Marami pa po tayong hina-highlight dito. Ganun din po sa ating alternative learning system. Sinama ko na rin, being the in charge of ALS. Meron din po tayong expansion ng ating ALS Senior High School. Ayan, ganyan po talaga dedicated ang ating mga heads dito sa SDO Pasig City. Going back to this pagbasa at pagsulat, ako po ay lagi ring nakakasunod dito. Bagaman hindi ako nakaka-comment sa inyong live streaming, pero nakatutok pa rin po tayo because I am proud of you, Tutor Trendy. You are one of the assets of this Pasig City, lalo na din po sa pagkukwento at pagtuturo ng pagbasa at pagsulat. So maraming natutulungan ng ating ng ating live na pag-aaral dito sa ETUlay. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang SDO Pasig City. Thank you also to my partner, si Sir Joey. Kami po ay laging tandem sa mga gawain ito para po sa ikaunlad ng pagbabasa at pag-aaral ng ating mga mag-aaral dito sa SDO Pasig City. So, message lang naman ako, Ma'am Trendy, I am glad that you invited me on this closing ceremonies. The last episode, pang finale talaga. No? Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang ating mga ETUlay tutors. Congratulations to all, lalo na po doon sa ating mga awardees at ating mga learners. Thank you and good morning.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Dulce. At isa po kayo sa napakompleto ng aking ETUlay journey. Maraming salamat po sa palagi ang pagsuporta po ninyo sa akin. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am. Thank you po. At syempre, mga bata, ito ay talagang ako'y nakikilig sapagkat napakasaya ko dahil madalang na magkaroon ng pagkakataon na mapagbigyan at makasama ng talaga namang isa sa tinitingala sa aming division. Siya ay leader who can transform vision into reality. Kaya naman mga bata, sabayan niyo ako. Aking ipakikilala ang aming Schools Division Superintendent, Mrs. Maria Evelu Concepcion A. Agustin. Magandang umaga po, ma'am.
Yes, magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga
Naririnig
po,
na po
ma'am.
ako.
Yes po, ma'am. Loud and clear po.
Okay, so una po sa lahat, I would like to congratulate po sa lahat ng mga bumubuo ng DepEd ETUlay, mula po sa DepEd ICTS, Educational Technology Unit, sa lahat po ng mga naging tutors, lalong-lalo na po sa mga tutors na galing sa SDO Pasig. Isang malaking congratulations po sa inyo. At nais po namin sabihin na na-appreciate po namin ang lahat ng efforts na ginagawa po ninyo upang matulungan ang ating mga mag-aaral, hindi lamang po sa SDO Pasig, kundi throughout the country po, no, na nakikinig po at nanonood sa ating DepEd ETUlay. So, alam ko na hindi lang learners, no, ang ating natulungan para they would fully understand the lessons. But through this ETUlay, no, we were also able to help our parents, no? We were able to assist them and to really empower them so that they can fully support their children. So, double purpose ang ETUlay for the learners and for the parents. And lastly, no, I know that what you did in ETUlay also helped our teachers, no, for them to really explain the lessons. Kasi nga, ang setup natin sa ETUlay po ay tutorial, no? And as I have seen the sessions and at one time, yung anak ko pa po ay nakapag-participate, no? So it's really another avenue, no, for the learners to learn, hindi lamang po with what they experience from their teachers sa distance learning and at the same time sa face-to-face learning. So this is another avenue for them to learn. And as we are wrapping up, no, itong ating session, because it's the end of the fourth quarter and also the end of the year. So, on behalf po of all the people who were able to benefit from ETUlay, once again, kami po ay nagpapaabot ng aming pasasalamat, no, sa DepEd ICTS ETU, sa DepEd as a whole, at sa lahat po ng ating mga naging volunteer teachers dito po sa ating ETUlay program. So, muli maraming salamat po at congratulations, Teacher Trendy. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, ma'am. Dahil alam ko po na sobrang busy po kayo, lalo na po pag Lunes. Pero napaunlakan niyo po kami, ang ating mga magulang, ang ating mga manonood, at ang ating mga learners po na kung saan tatanggap ng mga pagkilala ngayong araw na ito. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Eva. Thank you very much po, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you po. Ayan, di ba mga bata? Talaga naman, kahit na sobrang busy na ating mga boses, tayo ay talaga namang binigyan nila ng oras. At alam ko mga bata, hinihintay na ninyo ang ating recognition certificates ngayon. Kaya naman, narito ang mga batang nagpakitang gilas sa fourth quarter, lalo na sa mga nag-participate para sa ating Quiz B sa ML Quiz ng Kinder at Grade 2. Congratulations sa lahat. Ito po. Oopsie. Prince Renz Candelaria Legal, Maria Sofia M. Labarosa, Clyde Lowell and Daya, Alessandra C. Masa, Sonic R. Cortez, Jean Erica Tulagan, Christine I.E.Y. Luwigan, Aliana May T. Villanueva, Ezekiel John R. Rama, John Albert M. Tamayo. At ito naman ang mga batang nagpakitang gilas at nagpasa ng kanilang mga outputs. Kung wala ang inyong pangalan, maaari niyong i-message si Tutor Trendy at si Tutor Jay. Ayan. At mga bata, huwag kalimutan na patuloy na suportahan ang DepEd ETUlay sa mga gaganapin pagkatapos nitong ating mga sessions. Ito ang aming Facebook. Ayan, maaari ninyo itong i-like at mag-subscribe na sa ating DepEd ETUlay. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nakibahagi sa pagbasa at pagsulat sa aming mga mahuhusay na tuties, sa mga mahuhusay na mga magulang na patuloy na naggabay sa kanilang mga anak. Nais ko din kunin ang oportunidad na ito upang magpasalamat sa mga program heads, si Tutor Roma at si Tutor Ursa na walang sawang sumusuporta sa amin. Sa mga directors, maraming salamat po na talaga namang humahawak sa aming mga sessions every week. Nais ko po magpasalamat kay Tutor Mudge na talagang nagbigay inspirasyon sa amin at sa iba pang mga tutors. Sa aking kapartner at mga naging kapartner na si Tutor Levin at si Tutor Jane, maraming salamat po. At sa aking principal na si Ma'am Wilma P. Soriano, maraming salamat po sa pagpayag na ako'y sumali at maging kabahagi dito sa DepEd ETUlay. At sa lahat na aking mga naging guests, teachers, supervisors at mga bata, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nakasaya at tumutok. At muli, hayaan ninyo akong sabihin muli ang aking tagline sa huling pagkakataon. Muli, ako si Tutor Trendy, sisiguraduhin ko na trending ang pagkatuto at pagbasa ninyo dito lamang sa DepEd ETUlay. Hanggang sa muling pagkikita mga bata, maraming salamat sa inyong pagsuporta sa pagbasa at pagsulat. Maraming salamat po. Hanggang sa muli mga bata. Thank you very much.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!